Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're tackling something huge. We're going to decode a silent trigger that's probably hiding right there in your home. We're looking at exactly how the final 30 seconds before you leave your house can literally dictate your dog's entire day. I know it sounds a little dramatic, but those precious seconds are actually the difference between triggering a state of high alert panic or guaranteeing a peaceful, restful nap while you're gone.
Listen to this. So many well-meaning, incredibly loving owners are accidentally spiking their dog's nervous system into absolute chaos. And the absolute worst part? They're doing it entirely by accident, just by the way they say goodbye. It's this silent anxiety trigger that happens before you even touch the doorknob.
When that panic hits your dog's primitive brain, their nervous system just flips, and that translates into those heartbreaking and, well, destructive behaviors we all dread. The endless pacing, the chewed-up shoes, or getting those angry noise complaints from your neighbors about excessive howling. The thing you have to remember is this isn't your dog being spiteful or acting out. It is literally their nervous system in active distress while you're away.
But the good news is, research shows dogs respond brilliantly to intentional signals of safety. So we're going to walk through a quick 5-step, science-backed blueprint: the silent connection ritual, releasing physical tension, the boring exit strategy, the scent-based anchor, and the unpredictable sound mistake. You can execute this entire routine in under a minute to build a lasting safety net for your dog.
All right, let's jump right into step 1, the silent connection ritual.
Let's think about how we actually greet our dogs before walking out. There is a totally stark contrast between human instinct and dog psychology here. Our human instinct is to spike the energy, right? We give frantic commands, we talk super fast, or we use that really high-pitched, excited baby voice because, let's be honest, we feel super guilty leaving. But in dog psychology, leaving them at a peak emotional state just causes this massive emotional crash the exact second that door shuts. We really have to replace that guilt-driven hype with a steady, grounding calmness.
So instead of a big speech, you want to offer what's basically a psychological handshake. To do this, just stand near your dog as you're getting ready to leave. Soften your face and hold gentle, relaxed eye contact for about 1 to 15 seconds. Don't stare them down, just connect. And then, here's the secret. You have to break the eye contact first. It acts as this clear signal to their primitive brain, communicating that everything is completely normal and they're totally safe. If your dog watches you like a detective before you even grab your keys, they aren't just being clingy, they're actively reading these exact microsignals.
Moving right along to step 2, releasing physical tension.
Now we need to address the physical side of the equation and look at where dogs physically store their hidden stress. Honestly, a quick pat on the head as you rush out the door simply isn't enough to provide comfort that lasts for hours. A lot of dogs store physical tension in what we call forgotten zones. So take just 30 seconds to target the webbing between their toes, or that area right where their front legs meet their chest. Apply slow, gentle pressure using soft circular strokes. Think of it kind of like loosening a tight knot in your own shoulders. You aren't fixing the whole world, but you are helping their body stop shouting danger. That physical release really prepares them for separation without the panic.
Okay, step 3, the boring exit strategy. This is where we eliminate the exact moment most owners completely sabotage the calming process they just worked so hard to build. It is time to put an end to the dramatic, Oscar-worthy movie goodbyes. You absolutely know the one, where you kneel down, give them a huge hug, whisper, "I'll miss you so much," and then look back mournfully as you walk away. Because dogs mirror our internal energy, acting like leaving is a high-stakes event actually makes them assume something terrible is happening. You need to make your final 2 minutes incredibly boring. No long speeches, no dramatic cuddle sessions, just say one low-toned "see you later" and simply leave. No pauses, and definitely no looking back.
I really love this quote because it brilliantly illustrates why predictable, boring exits are so absolutely crucial. Think of it like dimming the lights slowly instead of cutting the power suddenly. Animal behavior experts emphasize that calm transitions reduce emotional spikes and keep your dog's nervous system flexible. You're just gently dimming the lights, rather than violently yanking the power cord from the wall and leaving them in sudden, shocking darkness.
Next up, step 4, the scent-based anchor.
This is a remarkably powerful biological tool, and it's one that most of us accidentally erase when we tidy up and clean our homes right before leaving for the day. Making your home smell completely sterile removes something really vital for your dog, your scent. For them, scent isn't just a pleasant smell. It's critical information. It actively signals, "My pack is near, I am safe." Studies on separation-related stress actually show that access to a familiar owner's scent significantly reduces stress signals. It functions exactly like a security blanket does for a child.
To implement this, all you have to do is place a recently worn, unwashed t-shirt in your dog's favorite sleeping spot or crate. For a sensitive rescue dog especially, this simple biological anchor is an absolute game changer.
And finally, step 5, the unpredictable sound mistake. This right here is the climax of our blueprint, and arguably the most overlooked mistake that can rapidly unravel literally all of your previous hard work. Most owners assume that absolutely any background noise is good, so they'll leave on a random TV channel or a loud radio station. But unpredictable sounds, we're talking sudden commercials or aggressive movie trailers, create these sharp volume changes that cause a hard startle response while you're gone. And without you there to de-escalate things, they can easily spiral straight into panic. Research suggests you absolutely must swap random noise for consistent, low-intensity audio. Go for soft classical music, gentle nature soundscapes, or specially curated calming playlists. And make sure it's all played at a steady conversational volume.
I really want you to think of this curated background audio as emotional air conditioning. You obviously can't control the whole outside world, like you can't stop a garbage truck or a blaring police siren from driving by. But you can completely control the soothing atmosphere inside your home. So about 5 minutes before you leave, turn on this steady emotional air conditioning to block out the unpredictable world. Honestly, if you only fix one thing from this explainer today, make it this silent anxiety trigger.
When you combine all 5 of these elements, the calm connection, the physical release, a boring exit, a scent anchor, and predictable sound, you're doing so much more than just preventing a chewed-up shoe. You are speaking a language of safety directly to your dog's biology. You're teaching their nervous system a vital, deeply comforting truth. Being alone is not danger. Being alone is simply rest.
Over time, executing this blueprint builds some really real, lasting trust. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to actively look at your own morning routine. Which of these 5 science-backed steps are you going to implement tomorrow? Will it be that 15-second psychological handshake, or maybe setting up that emotional air conditioning? Pick just one and start there, because changing your dog's entire day might literally just take you 30 seconds. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we'll see you next time.